All right, this is Todd and James here. We're going to be walking through the intake vents used for garage ventilation today. We have two different sizes of vents, and we're looking at three different applications: the roll-up garage door, the side access door, and then actually installing louvers or vents in a wall of a garage. So what Todd's holding today is our 8x14 louver. This is a separate part number from the intake or the dress ring that goes on the back side of this, which Todd also has on the table. So these are two separate part numbers because sometimes you're going to want to use this product with the dress ring and sometimes without. So this product is going to go into a roll-up garage door as well as into a side access door. So we're going to go through that process. And then Todd, if you can show us the 14x14, the other size option that we have is a 14x14 louver. And this is designed, this is our mock-up here of a 2x4 wall in a home with a stucco exterior. So that's what the Durock cement board material is for there. And this product actually comes with a dress ring as part of the part number, because we're always going to want this dress ring used along with the exterior louver as a combo kit. So Todd, let's jump into some of the installation procedure here and take a look at the roll-up door first.
So we've already pre-grinded out an opening for the louver here. So you can see here, we found that grinding is probably the easiest way to do it. We've tried several different approaches at it, but using the metal grinder is your best bet for the application.
Todd, is there a particular type of bit you used for that, or a disc you used for that?
There it is. I happen to have it here. It is a just for cutting metal. So you can see here, this one's a little bit used, but you can see here, just goes right on your grinder and will cut right through the metal.
Perfect.
Once it's ground out, then you would just mark out your openings here with a felt marker or pencil. That way you can get your fasteners through here. And once it's in, it fits nicely into the opening here. And on the back side, then we can use the, what we're recommending is stainless steel fasteners. So we have purchased some here, some of the stainless steel fasteners from bolts. So we have these here. Recommended stainless steel for corrosion resistance, and that's going to be your best bet.
And I think, Todd, we have those all spec'd in the installation instructions.
They are listed in the installation instructions, yes.
Perfect. So we're going to put those nuts and bolts into the door there, and we would have a finished product without the dress ring on the inside.
Correct.
Now, if you did have an insulated garage door, then we would be using a little bit longer bolts and going straight through into the dress ring on the inside. In this case, it's a non-insulated garage door, so we're not using that dress ring. Right?
Yeah, there's no need for it.
All right. Let's take a look at our side access door here.
So same opening here as we made for the garage door. We've used a Sawzall to cut everything out here. Works really well. One thing we did do is we did do some pilot holes first, and you got to be careful when you're cutting through for blowout on the back side. So maybe painter's tape or some tape to protect it. The paint finish on it as well. Once it's in, same application. You're going to mark your openings, and then in this case, the unit does come with the fasteners. So there'll be tape to the side here, and they're whitehead fasteners here that you can use to fasten this in. So once it's in, you will definitely want to use it on the other side. This is the interior here. You would want to definitely cover this up, so you would have to have the plate on it too to give it a finish look.
Perfect, nice. And obviously, Todd, we're installing this a little higher so you're not bent over, but
right.
Both on the garage door, roll-up door, and the side door, we'd want to be installing those down near near the floor typically.
You'd want it.
So we get that low intake. Same thing with the garage door there, and then place our outtake up high. So.
Yes.
All right, well let's dive into our third application over here. And I know we already have this installed, but maybe you can walk us through the process a little bit of how we put that in, especially how we mark the door out with using the inside frame on the outside, and how we got the two sides to line up.
Yeah. So what we did is we took a paddle bit and just drove a hole through both sides so we could mark out as a template. So we did it all four corners. We traced it out, drilled it through, and then we were able to use a straight edge to make the marks, and then we do use the sawzall to grind through here, to cut through. On the finished side, you just want to make sure that you're lining up exactly. So once this is done, on the inside, you would want to mark where your opening's going to be, and that way you can push a hole through that side as well, and you can mark the template on this side as well.
And Todd, I think we skipped one step at the very beginning of this. Before we start cutting a hole in the exterior, we want to do a check from the inside through the drywall just to make sure we don't have a lot of conduit, electrical, anything that's in the wall. So we want to drill a small pilot hole from the inside, right? Take a look, make sure the area that's cut out's nice and clean.
Absolutely.
Before we go in, right?
I was pretty confident that we didn't have any on this one, but
yes.
I would definitely, during the install, just make sure that we're get a pilot hole in there just to see if there's any conduit or anything like that. Right. We should mention.
So then we're cutting the square on the exterior through the stucco, and then using the interior frame through that hole.
Correct. To
draw a template line for ourselves on the back side of the drywall, basically, to make sure it's lined up.
Correct.
Then we drill some pilot holes through that, cut that from the inside, and then bringing the two together. And when we bring the two together, we're using some sealant on the outside, right?
Yeah, actually on all these applications, we're going to use a little bit of sealant, and we have the Flex Seal that you can purchase to use for it. It's clear, and we would definitely want to, on the inside here, on the inside lip here, seal everything off with some sealant just for water protection, any water shedding or anything like that. Also with the door application as well, you would want to do the same, and as I mentioned, it would go right along this edge here to help protect it.
Right, the side door and the roll-up door. Right?
And for the roll-up door as well.
Perfect. And we did experiment a little bit with different types of screws on this application. The product does come with wood screws that have a white head on them that are very nice. Good for some of the applications, and even in this case, they may work pretty well if you're drilling a pilot hole. But we went with some real heavy gauge stucco screws, right, on this?
We have those over here too. I have lost the front cover of it, but they are these screws.
Yeah, they're like self-anchoring,
Yep.
right?
And they're specifically for stucco or masonry.
Perfect. And these are another Home Depot choice that you can pick up as an option, right?
Correct.
Perfect. And then we've talked a little bit about the variable with this, actually going into the wall of the home is there's a lot of different siding options out there, and we want something ideally that's flat that this louver can mount to.
Correct.
And so if we have, say, some horizontal siding, something like that, what are our options there?
So horizontal siding like shiplap, or you see some vinyl stuff that's got the steps in it. You would want to use a base plate, and a base plate is very common for uses with like exterior porch light, or you'll see it sometimes too with the address marking, so you're numbering for the address, also for water spigots as well. It's just a flat plate. We don't have one here to demonstrate. They are in the instructions. You can see a picture of those as well. You can fabricate your own. Basically, you're going to cut out a little bit larger opening on the siding itself to fit that plate in, so it fits nice and flat up against the
Got it. So a little bit of carpentry depending on the siding, and this is where really I think you got to make sure you're talking to the customer. Where do they want their intake ventilation? Aesthetically, do they want to put vents in their garage door, or is that an aesthetic part of their home? Do they have a side access door or not? how big of a garage fan are we putting in, and then make sure to look at their existing intake ventilation if there isn't any,